In the world of high-end design, the value of an object is never determined by the raw materials used. It is determined exclusively by the signature of the creator. A piece of raw canvas is worth pennies, but that same canvas, signed by a master, is worth millions. Welcome to part 2 of The Infinite You. Today, we are discussing infinite value. The greatest crisis of the modern soul is not a lack of resources. It is a crisis of appraisal. Most of us have spent our entire lives letting a finite world, a world of temporary trends and shifting markets, tell us what we are worth. We look at our bank accounts, our job titles, or our social standing to determine our price tag. But here is the architectural error. You are letting a finite world evaluate an infinite soul. It is a mathematical and spiritual impossibility for the temporary to accurately measure the eternal. To understand your true value, we must return to the source code. We must look at the Hebrew concept of Tselem, the image. In the ancient world, a king would place a Tselem, a physical image or statue of himself, in the distant outer reaches of his kingdom. It wasn't just art, it was a legal claim. It served as a reminder of who owned the territory. You are God's Tselem on this earth. You are the physical evidence of his ownership in a physical world. Your value isn't based on your daily performance. It is based on your provenance. It is based on where you came from. The enemy of your potential is the value gap. This is the psychological and spiritual space between who God says you are and who you believe you are. If you do not know your value, you will subconsciously settle for discount opportunities, discount relationships, and discount dreams. You will function at the level of your self-appraisal rather than the level of your actual worth. In the book of Ephesians, chapter 2, verse 10, the Apostle Paul uses a specific high-definition word, poiema. He says, "For we are his workmanship." This is the root of our word, poem, or masterpiece. A poiema isn't a mass-produced product. It isn't a line item on a factory floor. It is a bespoke, custom-designed manifestation of divine thought. When you realize you are a masterpiece, you stop competing. A masterpiece doesn't compete with other paintings. It simply exists in its own category. Your value is infinite because the cost to redeem you was infinite. You were bought with a price that the world's currency cannot calculate. This architecture of worth is the foundation of everything we do. If the foundation is cracked, if you believe you are less than or not enough, then no matter how much power you access, you will always filter it through a lens of insufficiency. You will look at a multi-million-dollar vision and try to fund it with $1,000 mindset. You will look at a divine calling and wonder why you weren't lucky enough to be someone else. But a poiema does not wish it were another painting. It understands its own specific texture, its own unique strokes, its own intentional design. Your unique quirks, your specific background, even the scars of your past, they are not design flaws. They are the depth and the contrast that make the masterpiece valuable. Think about the high-end markets. The more unique the item, the higher the price. The more exclusive the design, the more sought after it becomes. Why then do we spend so much energy trying to be replicas of other people? Why do we try to conform, sushematizo, to a mold that was never built for our dimensions? Today, we are closing the value gap. We are deleting the files of not enough. We are moving from self-esteem, which is finite, fragile, and based on what people think, to kingdom identity, which is infinite, unshakable, and based on what the Creator knows. Imagine walking into a room knowing that your value is already settled. Imagine making a business decision or a family choice not from a place of seeking validation, but from a place of having already been validated by the highest authority. That is the power of infinite value. It removes the need and replaces it with purpose. It removes the hustle for worth and replaces it with the flow of identity. You are not what you do. You are not what you have. You are not the sum total of your mistakes or your achievements. You are who the Master says you are. You are the King's Tselem. You are the Father's poiema. You are the evidence of an infinite God in a physical space. Stop living your life at a discount. Stop letting a broken world appraise a divine original. It's time to own the signature. It's time to walk in your infinite value.